Right, okay, welcome back to Exehaven Harbour. I think this is probably getting on for 2 weeks after I left it, and I've got no further. Varying reasons. I've been away on a golfing break. I've had a few things to do around the house. The garden's taken a lot of work. The grass is growing. I don't know whether you can see that, like mad at the moment, and I seem to be having to cut it twice a week. So, and a combination of other bits and pieces. I just haven't been out here for 2 weeks. I haven't even run a train. I did come out here and cleaned all the windows inside and out, but that's where I've got to. So I'm going to be running, as you'll may be aware by the time this comes out, it'll be a week later than normal, and then we'll try and hit 2 weeks from there. So, but that's where we're at. This morning we've got a little bubble car running around, just to give it a run out, because obviously recently I've been playing with the old Rustin Pullman quite a bit, but I thought I'd give this a little run out. Great little runner. There she goes. And there she runs into Exehaven Harbour, where I'm hoping to get somewhere near today with the double tracking. So there we go from there. Just as another little aside really, the back scenes, I'm going to change them. I like the clouds, and I know there's a lot of bubbles in them. It wouldn't have really mattered because the scenery will cover those, most of those, but it is sitting a bit low to the layout. So what I'm going to do is take off the cloud, raise it up, and I'm going to paint on there again. I'm going to have another attempt at painting clouds, so that's for future. I'm probably going to do that once I've got the double tracking done. So in the next few weeks, and while the weather's reasonably good, I'm going to strip the board of the clouds, and then I'm going to repaint them. So we'll see how that goes. Interesting. I've done it originally, and the first few boards come out really well, but the rest of them were a little bit sketchy. So yeah. So that's where we're going with that. But again, like I say, it'll be a few weeks before we do that, and it'll raise it up to a slightly higher, so that I can, when I'm filming, I won't have the wooden wall in the way. So there we go. That's where we're at, and I'll come back to you probably once I'm well underway with the track. A couple of other things I'm probably going to do before I hit the track this morning is actually put the connectors on to the wires with some of the track that I've laid recently, and then I'm up to date. Okay, so speak to you soon, and hopefully I'll have some track laid for you. Right, okay, so moving on from the last segment, which was a couple of days ago, I then proceeded to spend 3 or 4 hours sorting out this little junction, because I thought, oh, there's something that I just didn't quite like about it, and I thought I'll just rearrange it. Anyway, cut a long story short, after lots and lots of swearing, and I found that the train wouldn't run over the points and goodness knows what, whereas it had done before. So anyway, after 3 or 4 hours of not being very happy, I swapped the point out, and blow me down, it was a fault with the point. So now, this morning, I have redone this junction here on the double track main line part of the junction, and now we have the class 33 running through there now with its local Southern Region coaches. Off she goes, like we did. So quite pleased with that. It runs through there quite smoothly, although I had a couple of little teething problems, but I've sorted them out now. It was only about track alignment really. Well, once I realigned the track slightly better, the derailments that I was having, and they weren't all the time, have stopped. So quite pleased with that. So hopefully, I think the time is now, it's about coming up for midday, and I'm going to go in for my lunch. I may come back out and do a little bit more, but we have got a Scotland game on this afternoon, and being in the same group as England, I'm taking a fair deal of notice of that, and I understand that Scotland are playing quite good football at the moment. So I do always try and cheer on the home nations. I'm a little bit gutted that they're in the same group as England, but that's the way it is, and I shall look forward to that this afternoon, so we shall see. Thanks everyone. Right, okay, so well, welcome back, and you'll be this is a few days after the last little segment that I've done, saying that I was going to start on the double track. Strangely enough, that morning I thought, just before I start doing that double track, I just want to double check over this junction, because there was something that I just wanted to rearrange slightly. 3 or 4 hours later, I'd wired everything in, and right, okay, good morning everybody. Well, it's morning here in the UK on Wednesday the 16th of June. This is where I left you. I've now sorted out this junction, which proved a little problematical because of one of the points was not working. After hours of pulling my hair out, I discovered that it was the actual point, and once I swapped it over, it was fine. So today, what I'm intending to do is to go from this left-hand point there, there's no track going into it, is to come round there, sweep round to here, and probably up to this point here. That's as far as I can probably go today. What I've got to do is then go out and buy some more points, but I've got to decide how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do, and what points I'll need. Obviously I need some right hand curve points going into the outer platform there at Exehaven Harbour, but yeah, that's the intention today, to get up to this point at least, and then later in the week I'll go out and get the points that I need. The other reason as well today, here in the UK, if I pan you around very slowly, going past Budley Regis, it is an absolute scorcher. And already it's, what is it, it's about 8:45 in the morning. The sun's up and it's hot. For those of you that perhaps live in Australia and places like that, you're probably used to this, but in the UK, this is quite hot for this time of day. I think it's due to get up to about 30 degrees today, and it's pretty humid, and I think the weather's breaking today, with some pretty heavy thunderstorms predicted for later this evening. So but it is beautiful, I've got to say that, and I'm not knocking it. I love the warm weather, and but once it gets up to the afternoon, it gets very warm. So I shall be probably indoors watching some football anyway because of the Euros. Okay, speak soon, and I'll come back to you once that track's been made. Well, welcome back to Exehaven Harbour, and this is it. We've finished the double track main line, and we have the Western and the Western Pullman running together at the same time, and fantastic. I can't believe I've finally done the double track, which for me is a great achievement. It's been a long time coming, but we got there in the end. So if I just follow the Western Pullman round, and you'll see every time they pass. But yeah, just finished it about half an hour ago. Had a little bit of testing, just to make sure I've done all the wiring right, and it seems that I have. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased. So they're coming through Exehaven Harbour station now as they pass. What we'll do, we'll follow the Western now, going the other way. But yeah, this is really pleasing, I've got to say. So I'll just show you a bit of filming of the trains running. We'll do a couple of circuits. And then we'll call it a day for this week's video. But as usual, thank you all for your support, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's nice to have you subscribe to the channel. There they go, passing again. That's a great sight for me. I'm not sure whether we'll get them crossing the bridges together, but we'll carry on. I've had this little running session for 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5. We'll see how we get on, but in future weeks you'll see it all. I've got to get in now and start editing the film. Ready for tomorrow's release. So there they go, through Exehaven Harbour station again. We'll have one more circuit with the Western, and then we'll go and have a couple of circuits with the Pullman. Yeah, pretty pleased with the smooth running. It's worth just taking your time just to make sure the track's down right and fitted right. There are some bits that I'll readjust when I go around, when I actually eventually stick it down and take the screws out. But for now it's running okay. The Western's coming back down into Exehaven Harbour station. What we'll do, we'll pick up the Western Pullman for a couple of circuits. There she comes now. There we go. That's what we'll do in the video after this one, is that we'll try and get 4 trains running. Get me a bit panicky. What has been good this week, because as you would have seen just earlier in this video, it has been quite hot outside, but in the cabin it has been reasonably cool, and you know, it's not somewhere that when it gets hot I don't want to work. It's been absolutely lovely actually. It's been quite nice to get out of the heat and come in here. I think it's because it's in the shade of the big oak tree, and it's insulated as well. It keeps a lot of the heat out. As it does in the winter, it remains relatively warm because of the insulation. Although in the winter I do have 2 small radiators running in here. Right, so there we go. Fantastic. I'm well happy. Hopefully the next video will be out in a couple of weeks, and we'll take it from there. Not quite sure where I'm going to go next and what I'm going to do, but I'll figure that out in the next few days. Cheers everybody, thanks for watching.